Okay, so, welcome to Mission Basilica. Let me tell you a little about our church and show you some things from back here. Then we're going to walk. And we're going to go down and we're going to go up to the stairs going to the sanctuary. And I'll talk to you about the relics. And then we're going to circle the church and I'll show you all the shrine sites and the pictures. So, the Mission Basilica was built in 1986. 1986. This is a copy of the old stone church that's on the mission site that's just south of us here. When you go by, you'll see the shell of the old stone church on the mission site. The old stone church only stood for 6 years. It stood from 1806 to 1812. And then it was destroyed in an earthquake. In the year 2000, this church here was designated as a basilica. So what's a basilica? A basilica is a church of pilgrimage and of prayer. And the only difference between a basilica and a cathedral is that in the cathedral sits the bishop's chair. In the year 2003, this church, very appropriately so, was named a National Catholic Shrine by the National Council of Catholic Bishops. This church here is 1/3 the size bigger than the old stone church that you see the shell of that's on the mission site. So from here, let's take a look at this beautiful church. I'm going to have you look that way first. And you're looking at the statue of Jesus Christ in the Sacred Heart. That is a gift to us from the country of Guatemala in Central America. Now, right in front of all of you is our baptismal font. And what I love about the baptismal font is the floor. Because the floor of the font is made to look like rushing water going into the font. So, if I were doing the rite of baptism, which I do not, but if I were doing the rite of baptism, or if Father Benedict was doing the rite of baptism, he would be stepping down into the waters to do the baptism. Okay, now looking the other way, if you look up, you see the chandeliers. So the chandeliers in this church are a gift to us from the country of Austria in Europe. And they're beautiful. The next thing I want to point out to you is the painting on the walls. So the painting on the walls of this church reflect the Ahashiman band of Juaneño Indians that were here prior to the mission site in 1776. Now, the Ahashiman tribe loved flowers. That's why you see the flowers painted on the wall. And then up high are the 12 apostles and the 4 evangelists, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Now there's a great story about the painting in this church. This church in the year 1986 through 1987 was painted by one man all by himself. Dr. Norman Nuremberg took 1.5 years of his life and he painted this entire church all by himself, and he did it voluntarily. He did it for free.
Nice.
So what we're going to do next is we're going to walk down the River of Stone, which is a copy of the aisleway in the old stone church. And when you look at it, you can see the contour, the way it's been laid out. Is very, very interesting.
Yep.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the steps of the sanctuary, but we can't go on the sanctuary today. And then I'll point out all the artifacts up in front. So follow me. on up.